Welcome to Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness through intentional living. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Welcome back to another episode of Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative solutions for better health and wellness. And of course, I'm your host, Marsha. Now, today, I wanted to do a part 3, and I'm sure you guys are wondering, okay, why are you extending this out so long, right? Because there's so much when it comes to the thyroid gland, right? And I can't go over everything in just 30 minutes. There's so much. But without going into anatomy class, right? A bio class. But I wanted to give you some of the real important things that you needed to know. So that's why I'm making a part 3 on the thyroid, right? And so why you should get tested, right? Why it's just so important to get tested. Listen, before we get started, I'd like for you to go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And of course, I always have a quote for you. All right. And this one is "Procrastination is the thief of time" by Edward Young. And the reason why I chose this quote is because there's no reason to delay, right? I mentioned to you guys before that I scheduled an appointment with my doctor. And the appointment was rather far off, like December. So I decided to do a Zoom call with her, which is still far out as far as I'm concerned, right? Based on my own lab results. I can't really get to see her until like October 30th or something like that. So I've decided, well, why procrastinate, right? And then what if she tells me there's nothing to worry about, just like the nurse practitioner dish? Everything is fine, right? I want to be proactive and take matters into my own hands. So that's what I did, right? And I'm going to go over all of that and tell you exactly what I did, right? I'm still far off, but this is what I've done, right? So first, let's just recap. Now, the last 2 episodes, I talked about the thyroid gland and what it does and its purpose and all of that, right? But I wanted to let you know, just in case you didn't know, I wanted to go over some more information for you and just let you know about the thyroid gland and what is it a part of. All right. So the thyroid gland is part of the endocrine system. Remember, this was a while ago. I did an episode on endocrine disruptors, right? So it's a part of the endocrine system that produces, it's a hormone producing gland that releases hormone directly into the bloodstream. So I already went over to you that it provides the regulating metabolism, growth, and development throughout the body. It has many functions, right? Many functions of the thyroid gland. And I talked about all of these things. Now it has the impact, right? The thyroid can have a major impact. And so why do some people have issues with their thyroid? We went over that as well, right? It could be dietary, right? Some things could be dietary. Maybe there is not enough production, right? Conversion, right? That T4 to T3, right? So I went over all of those things. Now, I wanted to talk to you about why is it so important that we need to get tested? We don't want to wait, right? Because again, we know that these things are in our food products, in our water, our tap water, and things like that. So I just wanted to do a recap really on that so you can pay more attention, right? So you can be more mindful, right? So I did an article a while back, and this was a while back, probably in Brains Magazine. And it was 21 endocrine disruptors. So I had to go back and look at my notes, right? And I had a list. So I want to go over these lists with you today so you'll know what to look for, right? And this is why it's important to go over your food labels. Now, BPA, which is bisphenol, hopefully I'm saying it correctly, guys, right? Is found in plastic bottles, food containers, and canned food linings. So that's why if we buy canned food, we want to make sure it says no BPA, right? It's linked to hormone imbalances, reproductive issues, developmental effects, increased cancer risk, as well as potential impact on the cardiovascular and metabolic system, right? There's more, okay? And I hope I'm saying this correctly. Phthalates, Phthalats. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce all of these chemicals, okay? So forgive me. It's commonly found in plastic, personal care items such as lotions and creams and perfumes, as well as cosmetics. This chemical can disrupt the endocrine system, which leads to reproductive abnormalities, okay? As well as the hormone disturbances, fertility issues, developmental and behavioral issues, and potential effects on the respiratory and immune system. All right. Dioxins, right? And I'm trying to go over this quickly because I have so many. And then I'm going to get into telling you my process and what I'm doing. So if you stay till the end, you'll stay tuned and you'll find out. Dioxins, right? Where can we find dioxins? Did you know that dioxins can be found in sanitary napkins? Industrial products often presents herbicides and pesticides. Dioxins can cause immune system suppression, okay? Developmental issues, reproductive problems, and increased risk of certain cancers, right? Tampons as well as sanitary napkins, okay? That's why if you use tampons, you're not supposed to leave it in for more than, I don't know, I don't use those. But if you use them, you're not supposed to leave them in for more than 2 hours or something like that because it's toxic. It's toxic, okay? Atrazine, okay? That's another one. Atrazine. Now, let me tell you what atrazine is, okay? It's an odorless powder, all right? And it's not found naturally, okay? So it is made in a laboratory. And it's a chlorinated herbicide, all right? And they use this to control annual weeds. So it's used basically on agriculture crops such as corn, sugarcane, and pineapples. Gosh, as well as non-agricultural issues. See, this is even new to me here. Even though I'm going back, it's like a refresher. Okay, so it's another chemical, right? Used to kill weeds. What did it say? Used to on culture on our foods, such as corn, sugarcane, pineapples, sorghum. All right. This is another one. This is what's being sprayed on the agriculture, right? And it's getting into our food. All right. And they do have negative effects on health. All right. This is crazy, right? And this is just some of the list. This is not even everything, right? This is not even everything. And that's why, for me, it was important to go over this again, in case you didn't want to do the work of finding that episode, right? But it is so important because who knows about these chemicals, right? Who knows about these chemicals being sprayed on our food and things like that, to get rid of weeds and insects, for pesticides. I mean, it's so many, right? Oh, man. Let's see. What's the other one? There's so many. Oh, my gosh. Okay. What I went over that. Okay. So I went over all right, PCBs. That's an industrial chemical, right? I went over that. Parabens. That's why you see when on your shampoo bottles, they'll say no parabens or sulfates, right? Triclosan, right? That's another one. It's an antimicrobial. Now you've heard of triclosan, right? And you've seen, I don't know if they make it anymore. I'm not sure, but you may have seen it on some antibacterial soap, right? Triclosan is an antibacterial ingredient found in soap, toothpaste, and household cleaners. It can interfere with hormones and potentially lead to hormonal disruptors, right? Remember, the thyroid is a part of the endocrine system, okay? Right? So it can mess with the thyroid, right? And oh my gosh, there's so many. Organophosphate, another pesticide, right? I'm just going over because I have like a whole list. I'm looking at my notes. I'm like, boy, I came up with 21. I found 21 of these things, right? Polybrominated diphenyl ethers, PBDEs, It's a flame retardant in furniture, electronics, and textiles. It can disrupt the hormones, resulting again in hormone imbalances, developmental effects, neurotoxicity, potential impacts on the liver and thyroid, and an increased risk in certain cancers. Lead is another one, right? Commonly used, found in old paint, water pipes. That's why it's illegal for people, landlords, to rent to tenants with lead, right? It has to be removed. They have to paint over it or whatever they're supposed to do. You can't do it, or even a house, right? Or even purchasing a home with lead. No, they have to disclose this information and they have to rectify it, right? It's important. Mercury is another one. I talked about before that I had mercury fillings, right? And I said, well, maybe this could be part of why I have issues with memory and things like that, right? They say it's toxic, and we know it's toxic, right? It's found in certain fish species, dental amalgams, right? Like what I've had. I've since had them removed, right? Because when you know better, you do better, right? And even with that, they have to dispose of it in a certain way, because even the mercury fillings in your mouth can release a vapor that goes to the brain. I talked about this before, right? I talked about this before. Neurological and developmental issues, right? And so maybe this could be a part of what I feel could probably be a part of the role of maybe from me having the ADHD. Remember, I talked about that before, that I was diagnosed with ADHD. It's all in a book, guys, right? So I was diagnosed with this, right? Potential impacts on the cardiovascular system and toxicity to multiple organs, okay? Multiple organs, mercury. If you have mercury fillings, some people they may tell you, oh, you only have one filling, it's okay. Or they may even want to cover it up with, I forgot what it's called. It's another type of amalgam. It's white. They may want to do that. If you're satisfied with that, fine. For me, I did not want that. I wanted it removed, because I know that every time I chew, every time I'm talking and my teeth are clear, the mercury is going to continuously release vapor into my brain. So I had more than one. I had several mercury fillings. I think I had about maybe 4 or 5 right in the back. And I've since had them removed. Actually, and some of it had the teeth removed in the back. So some of my molars are gone. All right. So cadmium is another one found in cigarette smoke, batteries, certain food products, right? Exposure can be associated with hormonal disruptions, reproductive issues, kidney damage, potential effects on bone health, and an increased risk of certain cancers. Now, when I'm finding things, right? I'm not coming off of stuff off the top of my head. I did my research on this and found that this is what they found, right? This is what they found that can disrupt the hormones, right? And therefore, remember, the thyroid is in control of making many of the hormones in our bodies, right? So this is why this is important. Ethylene oxide, that's another one, used in the sterilization of medical equipment. Residual amounts of the ethylene oxide can be present on certain products. Skin contact with these products can lead to absorption of ethylene oxide. It's classified as an endocrine disruptor. It's been linked to hormonal disturbances, reproductive issues, potential impacts on the respiratory system, and increased risk of certain cancers. Okay, so if this affects the hormones, right? What are some of the hormones that we produce, right? Dopamine, right? Serotonin, all of these hormones that we produce in the body. And what does these things, it affect our mental health, right? Depression, right? Things like that. Maybe there's a link. We got to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and start realizing that it may be a link, right? This is why I say, now, do I pay attention to every single ingredient? To be quite honest with you, no. I try my best to go as organic as possible, but I do look at those first main ingredients, and I do look at the ingredients. You can't even understand them. And so what do they say? If you can't even read it and understand it, you don't need to buy it. So your ingredients should be simple, right? Your ingredients should be simple. It shouldn't contain all of these things, right? And organic, if you're buying fresh vegetables, organic as possible, organic, non-GMO, non-bioengineered, right? None of these things, right? This is another one, glyphosate. Now we know that this one has been linked. We know that this ingredient, active ingredient in the herbicide Roundup, glyphosate exposure has been associated with endocrine disruption. This is why I don't know if there's a lawsuit with that or with that glyphosate, because I think some farmers and agricultural people, they've been linked to getting some type of either cancer or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But this is why, right? This is why.
If you are struggling with health issues like chronic pain, being held back by past traumas, or feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, please know there is hope. There is help. Transcendence, a woman's guide to healing and self-love for better health, happiness, and abundance, is a blueprint to help you get your life back and reclaim your health. Within its pages, you'll learn how to elevate your existence by shifting your mindset toward the positive, focusing your energy on what's really important, using gratitude to feel deep appreciation, changing your gene expression through epigenetics, building resilience, and living in a state of flow, feeling love overflow within. Go beyond an ordinary life. Transcend. Buy it now.
Nonylphenol, that's another one. Found in certain cleaning products, industrial applications. Again, they're all linking to disrupting. Most of them, they all say the same thing. Hormonal imbalances, reproductive issues, potential impacts on the liver and kidneys. Benzophenols, that's another one. Oh my gosh, I came up with this whole list. Used as ultraviolet UV filters in sunscreens, lotions, and skincare products. Benzophenols can be absorbed through the skin and may interfere with hormone function. They've been associated with hormonal disturbances, potential impacts on reproductive system health, and allergic reactions. All right, I got just a few more. I'm almost done, guys. I just wanted to go over this. TBT, which is tributylene. Hope I said it right. It's used in marine anti-fouling paints. I don't even know what that is. It can lead to, again, hormonal, they all equal up to the same thing, right? It can have an impact on the immune system and ecological impacts. Why you ever see that some people are sick all the time? They have a low, weak immune system. Why is that? I can almost guarantee it's linked to their diet, their environment, right? Not just one thing, their diet, their environment, right? So, guys, let's just be mindful here. Let's just pay attention. Listen, start getting rid of the chemical products. Yes, we got to wash our clothes, right? We have to wash our clothes. But let's see if we can reduce some of this. Instead of using those aerosols, how about using the diffusers with some aromatherapy, right? We have so many toxins that we're surrounded with every day, even the air we breathe, right? Even the air we breathe. All right, I have another one. Brominated vegetable oil, BVO. This is a food additive. Now listen to this, right? Listen to this. This food additive, brominated vegetable oil, is banned in Europe, and it's still used in the US and is deemed safe by the FDA. So how many of you really put your faith and trust in the FDA? I probably shouldn't be saying that. I might get dinged with YouTube. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say that, right? So I got to watch what I say. All right. Remember, the Drug and Food Administration, the FDA, and Big Pharma, they're all in cahoots. All right. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but they're all in cahoots, right? When you do your research and you really start digging, you really learn a lot, right? You really learn a lot. And you have people and companies where, they're getting studies done to say this and that. Well, they're paying these companies to do these studies, right? They're paying these scientists to say such and such, right? And so we just don't know. All we can do is just do the best of what we can do, right? And continuously just taking care of our health the best way we can. Continuously, these affirmations on what we can do with our mind, right? To generate good health. what we can do, right? And focus on more positive things. But there's another one. I got two more left, right? I just wanted to go over this list, right? Phytoestrogens, right? This is derived from plants. It's naturally occurring, right? It's an estrogen-like substance that have found to disrupt sex hormones, causing hormonal imbalance resulting in developmental and reproductive abnormalities, as well as increasing the risk of blood clots that can lead to a stroke and cause diabetes, as well as cancer at high levels. Okay, so I'm not sure where you can find these things, phytoestrogens. I'm not sure what they're in, but this is the list here. I mean, it's just crazy. Now, the last one that I did was perchlorinate. This impacts the thyroid, where it can interfere with the uptake of iodine. Oh, listen to this, right? Impacts of the thyroid, perchlorinate. All right, guys, you know what I'm trying to say here, okay? Impacts the thyroid, where it can interfere with the uptake of iodine by the thyroid in disrupting the production of thyroid hormones, right? Such as hypothyroidism, again, developmental and reproductive effects, as well as the risk of thyroid cancer. It can be found in drinking water. It can be, this is crazy, guys. It can be found in drinking water. I told you guys on another episode when I did a thing about what's in your tap water, what's in your drinking water, what's in your tap water. Look, go back to some of my episodes, guys. When I'm giving you stuff, I'm telling you stuff that I looked up and I researched, right? And you can go on your own state and to test to see what the test says, how much contaminants is in your drinking water, okay? Again, so it can be found in tap water, some fruits and vegetables grown in soil, as well as in the air. Now, I'm not telling you all of this for you to freak out, right? Oh my God, I can't eat anything. What am I supposed to do? No, that's not what I'm saying. This is why I keep telling my husband we need a daggone homestead with some land to grow our own food, right? And so let me just say this. This is a sidebar. Do you know, even before building a home, they test the soil. I don't know what exactly do they test for, but they actually test the soil. So and I say that to say this, when they are growing food, right? And they spray these pesticides on the fruits and vegetables, on the the foods itself. You think this stuff is not getting into the soil, or whatever is in the soil? How good is the soil? So it's all of these things. It's a lot. It's a lot to swallow, but this is what it is, right? So all we can do is the best of what we can do. But this is the reason why many women can have issues with fertility, right? Many issues with fertility, not to mention other things as far as trauma. We talked about certain things before. I mean, I don't want to drift off, but we talked about epigenetics and the transferring of and the DNA and certain traumas and things like that. We talked about that. So this is why it's so important to really get connected, right? To really work on your spirituality, is all the different areas: spirituality, mind, body connection, right? Doing physical exercise, right? Getting out in nature, right? Getting out in nature. And I'm not preaching to those, who may not be religious and don't believe in religion, whatever. That's your own personal preference for anybody, your own thing, right? What I'm saying is you get out in nature, right? You get out in nature, and that helps you to what? To connect, right? To a higher power. It helps you to not only to live in the presence of now, to express and have more gratitude. Simple things. And a powerful mind. There's so much you can do when you expand your mind, right? And not being limited in a box. Expanding your mind to the potential of what is, what can be, right? And so I say all of this not to freak you out, right? I say it just so you can be aware, right? And I don't even mention like some food dyes, right? I don't even remember it offhand. I think, is it food dye number? I'm not sure, but I can look it up for you, right? But there's so many different things, right? Anything that these preservatives, additives and preservatives, we need to stay away from it. And natural doesn't always mean natural. It's a lot. They have this play with words, right? And just to give you a quick update, I didn't talk about that topic yet. I probably will go into that. For myself, I'm already prepping myself, right? I'm already prepping myself for what's to come of what I want, right? And so I already started, I've been doing my 12 to maybe 16, 17-hour fast by cutting off dinner at a certain time and not eating anything else, right? I did that. I went for without sugar. Maybe I'll do an episode on that. I went without sugar for some days, and I'll go over and I can tell you about that. But I'm prepping myself now, right? And because for me, I want to make sure that I'm prioritizing and making sure that I'm on top of my A game when it comes to my health, right? Because I'm getting older. So we got to do whatever your priority is for you. Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's starting a family, maybe it's anti-aging, maybe whatever it is for you. Maybe it's writing your book or whatever. But whatever that is for you, to prioritize that, but always remember putting health right on that list. It's important. Because sometimes we get so distracted, right? And it could take us away from what's important, right? And our health is priority. Health is priority. So now, that is why I want to say that. And that is why I did this topic today, right? Testing your thyroid. Now, I told you can go to your doctor, right? Get the blood labs done, right? Get a full, complete blood lab test. They test everything. They'll test your Bun's level, your albumin. They'll test everything. THH, T4, T3, whatever. They'll do the tests, right? And you just want to do a test. So you let them know you just want to do a full, complete lab test. I don't see why anyone would reject or not want you to do that. So when I told my doctor, she said, fine. She scheduled the test, right? And I told you about my labs that I had, the results of my lab, and then me looking at the data and seeing that the levels went down some over the years. So I'm just curious as to know why. So for me, I said, so far I have a doctor's appointment via Zoom, right? Because my concern is, can I get this test? My concern really with her was just to schedule this, get this thyroid antibody test. That's what I wanted to know. But I'm like, that's too long. I don't want to wait that long. Whatever it is, I want to know now, right? Because I don't want to procrastinate, right? So remember, what did he say? Edward Young said, procrastination is the thief of time, right? So I don't want to procrastinate. I'm being proactive. So what I did was went to Amazon and I ordered this Choose Health, right? I ordered this Choose Health. So I ordered it. The package just came today and it came with several things, right? It came with this. It tells you the first thing you got to do is, where's the card? Is this? Yeah. The first thing you got to do is, well, it says here, don't eat for 8 hours. All right, I want to make sure I have all the pieces because I took it out the box. Don't eat for 8 hours. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, I just dropped something. Hold on. Okay, so the first thing was, it says, hi there. Right, am I putting it straight so you could see it? There we go. Hi there. Please enter the barcode below at www.choosehealth.io register. Get started, right, with a little barcode. All right. So I'm opening it. I didn't do it yet because, like I said, it just came. So I have to wait 8 hours. You have to fast 8 hours. And then they want you to be well hydrated. So it gives you a little card here and tell you your do's and don'ts. Fast for at least 8 hours. Your fingertips should be warm by rubbing your hands, yada, yada, yada. Be well hydrated. Ensure when you're pricking your finger, ensure that your finger is palm side up and flat on the surface. Hang your finger over the blood card and massage, da, 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 da. Don't exercise vigorously before your test. Don't drink alcohol for 24 hours. I don't have to worry about that. I don't drink. Don't prick your finger downwards onto the lancet. So it came with this. So first thing that came out the box was this with the barcode, right? And then you have these instructions. And I guess this is where you would put your packet. And where is that? Okay, here we go. In the Lancet, it comes with these alcohol swabs, the pricks for your finger. And I guess, I don't know what that is. I didn't open it yet. So it just came, that, and for you to mail this stuff back. So I'm going to let you know how this goes, okay, once I do it. I plan on doing it tomorrow, doing the actual pricking the finger and all of that stuff and trying to mail it out. I should be able to mail it out tomorrow. All right. So this is pre-recorded, of course. So I am going to fill you in. And I think test results may take, I think it said 7 to 8 days. So I'm going to let you know and what I think of the product. And of course, I am going to review it on Amazon since I am a customer, and I'm going to post an honest review. All right. So that wraps it up. Don't procrastinate. Take the test, right? Take the test. Now, when you see it on Amazon, it doesn't look like this. It just shows you 4-in-1. It's called 4-in-1. And that 4-in-1, let me see if it'll tell you. So that way I can tell you of what it says. The 4-in-1, where is it? All right. So it's the 4-in-1. It says thyroid stimulating hormone, which is TSH, free triiodothyronine, T3, free thyroxine, T4, and thyroid peroxidase antibodies, TPOAB. So that's that antibody test, right? That you can take, that antibody test. So I figured, hey, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but I'll screenshot it and I'll have it up there. All right. So I'm wrapping up now. I'm going to keep you posted on the updates on what's going on. Okay. But for now, guys, don't procrastinate. Don't delay. All right. Get tested, get in touch with your doctor. Now I forgot to mention the price. This was $79.99, right? There was another one I was going to order originally, right? But then when I came across this, I said, okay, I'll try this one. Of course, I tried it. Hey, it was still giving you all the 4 of the test and the antibody, and it was cheaper than the one I was going to get for $119, right? So I said, hey, it does the same thing. I'll get this one. All right. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, bye for now. Stay safe. Be well. Don't procrastinate. Take action now. All right? Have a good one.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Health Coach for Women with Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.